guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we've completed the world tour for AGL Blue Gogeta. Incredibly impressive EZA. Now we get to the other one. Now, Broly, I think, is okay. I can't, like, he's not like, oh my god, he's dog shit. And he's not, like, on par with Gogeta in any way. Not even close. Nowhere conceivable. Right? But Broly will be useful because he's on a lot of bad teams. And, you know, he is a strong AoE option for World Tournament. It's just that, whereas Gogeta, they've positioned Gogeta to be able to, like, carry teams. Broly is not going to do that, right? Broly is not on that level. You could bring him, you could have fun. It's always fun when a character will shoot out 3 or 4 super attacks. That's never boring. That's always fun. But, you know, it's like Gogeta can then, oh, I dodged, you know, Metal Cooler Core, Cell Max, we're good. Those same attacks turned Broly into Yamcha in the crater, man. Doing the iconic pose. It's just, it's bad. It's bad. Alright, so Broly's EZA, I have to imagine this is going to be the single easiest EZA has probably ever been released. They want us to use movie heroes right now. And this is coming after the year of movie hero characters. So, you know, I just don't see any way where this is going to be challenging in any way. For nearly any player. If you have summoned on any of the powerful movie hero characters that have come out this year, or if you have Gogeta EZA, right? Like, you know, we're going to use Gogeta here. He's going to be incredibly powerful here. You're going to be good to go. I mean, Carnival Tech Super Saiyan Goku, right? We have the LR Gods. LR Ultimate / Beast Gohan, right? Don't forget, we have the Gammas, Tech God Goku, right? The Resurrection F Blues. If you're on JP, you could use Kid Goku. Like, you just go through this. You have infinite top-tier options. Like, brand new, ridiculously powerful characters. I mean, how many different leaders are there for Movie Hero 2? Legitimate leaders. You could run LR Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. You could run Gamma 2. You could run Gamma 1. You could run the Gods. Or you could run AGL Blue Gogeta. Because after his EZA, I mean, he's given Movie Heroes full 170%. Any of these leads are legitimate. Like, I just don't see, like, it's just going to be so free. And the other thing, too, is that in terms of what typings, what units and stuff like that, sometimes these EZAs will have certain, you know, damage restrictions against, you know, certain typings. For here, it's, we could use any superclass character. That's it. Right? Every superclass character is doing full damage. It's only extreme class characters are receiving the 80% damage reduction. So we're just gonna go in here, and it's just like every like run is just gonna be like an instant like shit show for Broly. Just wham bam, thank you ma'am, the fight is over. Right? So that's good. Really good that they made these EZAs. It does seem like they wanted these characters to be very accessible for the community, I would say. And it does seem like potentially... I haven't gotten a chance to actually do the stages yet. I need to get on them. The 2 new Red Zone stages. I've seen a lot of people complaining about how easy they are. Perhaps during the celebration, they were expecting an influx of new players, right? You know, for Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo and stuff like that. So perhaps they made some of the content not as crazy as it could have been. You know, it is so funny how fickle the community is, man. I spent months defending, like you know, this whole meta shift. It's because of the Red Zone. I think the Red Zone content is good, right? Like, it's going to be geared around this. And it's like, you know, people were so against it. And then now, people... Dude, I have PTSD from this. I see Red Zone Broly super in with that. Like, he's super... there was, like, my heart, like, just did a quick jolt real fast. Just seeing that super attack animation. Because that's Red Zone Broly, right? Just, that drives me crazy. But it is funny now how people are, you know, difficulty is fine. And they're sort of like, you know, they want more difficulty, right? They want it to be... Because it seems like the new Red Zone stages are not on par with... I mean, we don't even have to mention the movie and GT Red Zones. We can mention the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone, which came out, what, only 4 months ago? right, in August and September. I felt like the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone was perfect. I feel like they nailed it, right? A lot of the characters released around that Red Zone too. Oh, here, we can do this. A lot of those characters that were released around that Red Zone were characters that they sort of designed for it, right? So if you look at characters like Yamcha, Dokkan Fest DBZ Bardock, like, it's like their kits to me seem intended to be used in the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone. And, you know, this is something I've been trying to tell players for a while now, is they do seem to drop, like, a super difficult type of content, and then they will release, like, options to help in that content. For example, AGL Blue Gogeta, right? They just dropped Final Trump Card Extreme Super Battle Road, which is brutally difficult. I mean, I guess, you know, if you're spamming items every single turn, yeah, it's not going to be that tough. But, like, you know, if you're going in there and you're maybe limiting yourself to not spamming items every turn, it is insane in there. And AGL Blue Gogeta, he is certainly going to be a nice option to help players in that final Trump Card Extreme Super Battle Road stage. I think that it is a fairly difficult stage, right? Like, when I was getting the no-item run, you know, I was getting the no-item run off the back of, you know, Revive and, like, Kaioken Goku's active skill and stuff like that. So that's, you know, that's how tough some of these stages get. All right, now this is not an uber great rotation right here, right? We get all these characters. I guess the good news is that Goku and Vegeta, they do have shocking speed, right? That Goku and Vegeta, this is one big strength that they have, is they've got the Prepare for Battle Saiyan Lineage shocking speed, like, triple combo. You could also put Golden Warrior in there as well. Them having all of those key links, I think, really helps them fit incredibly well on numerous different teams, right? The Goku and Vegeta. So I do like that, because it's like, you know, the gods, of course, are, you know, your traditional Prepare for Battle character, and then Ultimate Gohan, he, of course, is shocking speed. I still think it's ridiculous, absolutely asinine, that Ultimate Gohan does not have Saiyan lineage. How could they do that? I don't know. Like, that just seems criminal to me, that they did not give Ultimate Gohan Saiyan lineage. If he had that, that would be a significant buff for him, especially because, like, dude, the bastard leads Hybrid Saiyans. You know, what's the main Hybrid Saiyans link? Guess what? It's Saiyan lineage. It sure is. So I don't know why they didn't give this dude Saiyan lineage. I'll never understand that. It's like they wanted him to fail. Like, they were like, all right, then we got 8th anniversary Chaozu coming up. We can't overshadow him too hard now. Let's reel it in a little bit for Beast Gohan. I mean, it does certainly seem, right, like that's the case. I feel like they held back tremendously with him, and then it's just, I mean, there's no point, I guess, in trying to understand. But then do you guys think Orange Piccolo is capable of putting on a show? Like, god damn, is he crazy? So we'll see. That's also going to be insane to think about. Like, I don't think there's ever been an anniversary where the anniversary units weren't, like, the best on release, right? Because people will say, like, oh, the 5th anniversary LRs were, you know, overrated on release and stuff like that. And I don't know that that's true. If you guys remember, Extreme Super Battle Road was announced literally at the end of the anniversary and then came out. Now, the 5th anniversary fusions were not really the greatest for Extreme Super Battle Road. I'd actually have to go back and double check and see how they performed. I feel like they just, those were build-up characters meant more for, like, you know, like a Legendary Goku type of event rather than, you know, like the Super Battle Road stage. Because once they went to Extreme Super Battle Road stages, you know, those were the tough content, and then they dropped the God event, which is just an extension of that. So it's like all throughout 2020 and 2021, the difficult content was short fights, right? That's why, you know, think of when in Broly had his active skill, and I was telling people, like, his condition is terrible. It's because what was mostly going on in 2020 and 2021 was the short, difficult fights. Now, in 2022, we had the change, right? Where, you know, now these red zone fights, a lot of times we're going 10 plus turns, you know, more geared back towards long content again. When the 5th anniversary fusions came out at the time, it still was like the legendary Goku event was the tough stuff. And I mean, they were sort of, I guess, kind of Infinite Dragon Ball history has never really been that tough, but they were sort of experimenting with Infinite Dragon Ball history a little bit, right? You know, some of those stages, remember, like the fight against the Future Trunks arc, and then the fight against the Broly movie, you know, those were a good, what, 7 or 8 fights long, something like that. So, like, those just took quite a while to go through. And then that's what the 5th anniversary fusions were good for. By the way, the 5th anniversary fusions, you know, I would like to point out that those boys, I think, are pretty likely to EZA during the 8th anniversary. It just seems like it's the time and place for them, right? They would be the newest characters. Yeah, they would be the first characters to EZA from 2020. The 5th anniversary fusions. There's no characters from 2020 that have EZA'd. That didn't, like, EZA and release, of course. So, that, man. If we look at how crazy this guy is, like, if they make the 5th anniversary fusions like this dude, oh my god, fusions are going to have such a comeback, it's going to be insane, right? And imagine if they give us a, you know, Dokkan Fest LR or Carnival LR. Gresh was telling me what his idea was for anniversary. I would slip it out, but knowing Gresh, he's probably going to come up with a concept for that. He does those videos, so I won't reveal. I'm not going to steal his thunder, but fusions for anniversary. Just do it, Dokkan. It's what we want. Yes, sir. Blue Gogeta, 5th anniversary EZAs, and then, I don't know, give us, like, we definitely need a Super Vegito, right? Oh, by the way, Physical Super Vegito is currently the oldest Dokkan Fest exclusive or summonable LR, so premium unit. Physical Super Vegito is the oldest premium unit that has not gotten an EZA. If you guys, you know, want to know, remember, Blue Gogeta and Dragon Ball Super Broly, the characters that are EZAing right now, these characters came out at the end of 2018, December of 2018. Physical Super Vegito came out in October of 2017. So he's a good 14 months older than Gogeta and Broly. So, Physical Super Vegito, I do not have high hopes for him. I just feel like there's a couple of things that have happened, like, you know, at points in the past. Certain characters who were too good, which I think caused Dokkan to sort of, like, raise their eyebrow at certain types of mechanics. Guard, of course. Many characters with Guard have either wonky or weird conditions. I mean, we can look at Vegeta and Trunks as an example of this, right? Now, I don't think theirs is too bad. It's just got to be in slot 1. Or they guard either for the first 5 turns, or they have to be in slot 1, right? Which I think is fine. But, like, many characters, like, you know, maybe, like, Grade 8 Vegeta and stuff like that, like, they just have sort of, like, weird restrictions on Guard. I think counters is another thing where Dokkan just doesn't want counters to come back. AGL Super Vegito dominated the game so hard that I really think it made, like, they're just like, nah, like, we're good. We're good on that. We're not dropping what AGL Super Vegito was doing again. Because, you know, how many, like, traditional counter units have there been? AGL Super Vegito. We got Physical Super Vegito, who, if you guys remember, people were not pleased with Physical Super Vegito. Like, he was really good on release, but I remember people being, like, upset that he wasn't, like, better than he was when Physical Super Vegito first came out, right? Because remember, he had to sort of build up his damage. I guess, like, STR Super Vegito certainly was super crazy, but you still at least did have to transform into him. And again, remember, STR Super Vegito came out during the time when the difficulty was short-term content, right? Like, you know, extreme Super Battle Road stages. Super Vegito was still the god. He was winning all those fights, no item runs in all those extreme Super Battle Road fights, but it was mainly Goku and Vegeta, and then Super Vegeta, you'd fuse, you'd heal, you'd get the Scouter, and then he'd be able to deliver the finishing blows, you know, once you're already 4 turns deep into it. So, I just don't, I'm not super optimistic that Physical Super Vegeta will get his EZA, and he's just going to be, like, as good as AGL Blue Gogeta, but it could happen. All right, there we go. Broly, we got his EZA done. I'll do a full world tour for him. I mean, I don't think he's bad. I think he's going to be like Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, in Kid Goku type of character. He's good, he's runnable, but he's not carrying the team on his shoulders. That, I think, is the best way to describe Dragon Ball Super Broly here. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.